Hey, NASDAQ, ready to get the best dope on the markets? I am your host, Alan Palmer. I was a floor trader, human, okay, until AI culled the herd here. What are we looking at here? We're looking at silver, okay. This is a 3-minute chart up on the top. You might not be able to see that. Anyway, it's a 3-minute chart here. This is last night's action this morning, 4:30 a.m. They came down here. You know, I didn't have anything here. You know, you don't have anything here. And so what do? Here, do you take this? You know, here you got this. It was a low. You're trying to hold the close here. This is just a possible tool for scalping in silver here. You know, and maybe you bought it at this line. You'd have to have your stop somewhere here. We rallied them. What do we go? 77 for 74. So we rallied, you know, shy of $3. You know, it's 15 grand per one lot on a 5,000 ounce silver contract. One per one. Anyway, here you can see diamonds. This is a real sell program. This is during the day. We get a little bounce here. Trying to hold this red here. This red is a 50% of something. It doesn't matter. It's just a tool, okay? It's just a tool I put on these. Let's go look at something more like a 60-minute here, okay? And, and I just had a thing I sent out this morning to players saying that they hit a 700 lot. You know, it's like they'll sell it until somebody blows. It blows out of their lungs is what I mean. You got your long futures, your leveraged, and then you got to sell, you know, because they're futures, and you put down, 10% because it's volatile now. I don't even know, I don't know what percent it is that we're trading here. But this is silver here. This is my grain page here. Oh, this one here. This happened. I'm going to go to gold here, but I want to talk about crude oil here, okay? Because I have been of the opinion you look to sell rallies here. Here I've got two tiny olives here. Here's the sequence. Green, yesterday's high. We shoot up here. This was like at 5 p.m. bar here. We ended up, I think, 97.22 is the high here. See if I move the screen over here because I'm trying to keep this. Somebody gave me, and that was good. I'll take critique. Absolutely. Exchange of ideas. Tell me why I'm an asshole for thinking the way I am. Anyway, this was an olive sell. It was pretty perfect. You had a trend line here. This is from 22 and 23, or maybe 23 and 24. Just off a couple highs here. I don't know. Does it play here? The trend line here. Here you close back under it. On the way up. Okay, on the way up. This was March 9th, okay? We have not superseded that high here with all the squawking and with the misquoting on places like Bloomberg. Big name players that should know better why we don't have to, you don't have to quote us Brent crude because Brent and WTI, West Texas Intermediate, are two different products, and I think that's going to be, Brent can go down. I'm sorry, WTI U.S. crude can go down, while the other ones, they hang out there because that was Trump's plan. You bring to the table the people that are, whether it's UK, Spain, France, okay, who have all shown their colors. This is like a 60-minute here, so off this we came over here sideways. You got a diamond. And this is where we are today here. Intraday, okay? So we did trade up to 97.22 last night. It is not on this chart. Oh, yeah. See how this changed? 96.99 and 98.02. That other one was at 97.20 here, okay? We were just looking at this, so go back if you want to replay it. They can change. It's a data tweak. These are CQG. It's premium data. Okay, so if your charts don't look like that, exactly, if you're using free charts, I understand about money. I understand about being a trader. I've been a trader for, geez Louise, 50 years. Yeah, well, that would make you 16. Yes, that's true. I had a futures account when I was a runner at younger than 16. So back then when it was an association, now it's a corporation. And so let's go to gold here. Okay, This is gold here. You know, you could say head and shoulders top. Here's a shoulder. Here's the head. Shoulder somewhere over here. Could be here. This rising trend line here, from here to here, you know. And then you got this downward. And this one right here, this is a candlestick trend line here, this fluorescent green. This is how it played here. We've seen these exact. As a matter of fact, oh no, that not the green one. This is another one, okay? Okay, so here we hit it. Here we kind of hit it again here. And, you know, gold's a different area. I'll promise you, okay, because I was around in 1980 as a young man, and there will be a time where they say, well, metals pay no interest. And such is true. Such is true. We were down 5%, or not 5%, $3.50. Actually, it was like just a little under 5% today, this morning in silver. So it's just I'm just throwing it out there. I'm always early, okay? Always early. Now learn how to control it. That was what a mentor said one time. So this is gold. I'm just going to talk about patterns here. Oh, yeah, man. Buy this thing. Buy this thing. This was a green buy. Okay, olive sell up here. This is in cattle. 241. This is an olive buy here. Hang on. I got to call a customer. Okay, we'll spend a minute on meats here. So we got a 7th bar of a pattern off this high. Out of the clear blue. We just do 7 days. As a matter of fact, this is 7 days down. Also, okay? And here's the other months here. These are OC. Now this got over this olive here, okay? There's no shorts. You got to get out. Leave it alone. And then you come back down here. You know what? This can happen. You come back down to olive line sell 1. This is olive line sell 1. That's olive line sell 2. Okay? Any chart, okay? Here we got new highs right here. This thing is bottomed here. I wouldn't, you know. We had a nice break here. 8 off top tick, but from 41 down to 33. This is here. Look at this. 33.01 here. We got down to 37.5. I'm sorry, 32.5. So this is a place we'll see here, you know, but something seems like it's wrong in cattle. These are feeder cattle here. Same kind of thing. This is a little bit different here. This olive line only in this month was absolutely perfect, okay? 370.22, 369.95 is that number. 30 cents heat, 30% of 500, $150 heat here. This is 20 grand. 20 bucks, it's 5 grand per 10. Oh, 10 grand, 10 grand. I'm sorry, 69 to 49. This is 10 grand move per one lot. So we'll see here. This held yesterday. Okay, we went in here and got some kind of gap right there. You say, well, why would I buy your charts? Okay, well, I got something right here, and it happens to be the low, 347 even. See it right there? Look over here, top left, 347 even. Okay, that would be something. And now listen, you could have a tight stop here. Okay, well, you can't have a tight stop in feeders. I know, it's crazy, but when you hit, if you're risking 50 cents here, you got, you got at least your money back here. And, if it holds, maybe we go out and take out yesterday's high. Maybe, okay. Okay. As a matter of fact, what was that apex? An apex is a downward sloping trend line and an upward sloping trend line, okay? So you see the chart here, 75 with a 3. That's eighths, okay? It's all fractions. 75 and 3/8, and then right under here you can see the blue one, okay? You can't see it, but because it's 75 and a quarter, okay? One tick off, okay? So we went down to 74.5. In beans, you can put nickel stops, 4-cent stops on this particular. And listen, we might go lower here, okay? So then maybe maybe it's a tool here, but here you can see how this trend line here, we bust through it, and now all of a sudden we get this. We made a new high by a penny. 11.99 was that high. 1201 and a quarter was this high. I've got a number at 12 bucks. This is soybeans, July beans. And then I got a gap up there at 1201 and 7/8, okay? If you're doing that with a nickel stop. Okay, and I'm just saying nickel because we could go 4 cents. You could go 3 cents. And in the corn, even more so. I don't know. I think you step off your long corns here, you know. If it gets over this 58 level, oh, this is in May. And let's go to the July because we're getting ready to come into delivery, okay? So here's the July corn. Okay, and then this was just a little tiny olive line sell here, 2-day olive line sell here. You can see we went up here. That's a 190-minute chart here. So we went up there for about a few hours yesterday, and this is where we are today. If you need anything, you know, you need a tool here to help you make some money in these markets. And I will be doing, you know, I got to do a stock video here, just pick some stocks out. As a matter of fact, maybe Tesla. That's right. Email me, arp@nasdog.com. Thanks for watching. Always use a risk stop to stop the risk.